Artbeat segments on Chicago Tonight are made possible in part by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation and the Lloyd A. Fry Foundation.
You're about to meet Chicago artist Franklin McMahon. In the 1960s, he began a career drawing historic world events. But little did McMahon know how much these sketches he took home would influence his family for generations. Christian Farr has the story.
People say, where did you go to art school and stuff? And I've said, well, I went to Colorado and partied for 4 years to get through college. And then after that, I just always did it. But my mother, Irene Leahy McMahon, she was a writer. And my father, Franklin, and we would, as kids, we'd all climb in a car and when we all got out of school at the beginning of the summer, and we would go on rodeo tour. I was sitting there doing nothing that day, and Dad said, hey, come here, I want you to put the bricks in to the stadium wall. So I did that painting, and I sort of been hooked ever since.
Meet artist Mark McMahon. You may recognize his drawings of notable Chicago landmarks, or the mural of the Mercantile Exchange that hovered over the Kennedy Expressway 10 years ago. But perhaps another artist named McMahon is more familiar.
My father's Franklin McMahon, and he's an artist reporter and a documentarian of history in all over the world for the last 60 years.
In 1955, Franklin McMahon worked as a courtroom sketch artist and gave the world a bird's-eye view of the Emmett Till murder trial.
I didn't want to keep just doing trials, so I began to move toward politics.
McMahon went on to draw sketches of presidential campaigns and the volatile riots at the 1968 Democratic Convention. Today, in a gallery exhibition at FERMILAB, more than 50 drawings, paintings, photos, and sculptures display how the McMahon family's talent for capturing the human spirit has passed from generation to generation.
The McMahon family is a unique group of people. 90% of them are artists and are working in the art field, and that's not that common. You know, there's usually one artist in a family. There's not usually 8 artists in a family.
Mark McMahon organized this family affair. It includes his wife, Carolyn McGregor, who transforms her continuous line drawings into metal wall sculptures, and his 4 siblings. William, the photographer, who adds a web element to the exhibit. Huey, the pumpkin carving painter, Debbie the weaver, and Margot the sculptor, who brings the show down to earth.
Dad very much involved us artistically and politically in the world. And my aspects that I thought were the most important, being a 70s kind of kid coming onto my own, was the environment. I created the butterfly because it's one of the first indicators of an ecosystem going bad. I wanted it to be strong enough so that 2 people could sit on it, but that it also had motion. It was still alive. It was still moving.
And the McMahon family is passing on their father Franklin's talent for artistic expression to the next generation. All 3 of Mark and Carolyn's children have work in this show, including 21-year-old art student ELISE McMahon. She builds functional furniture that adds variety and a personal touch to this McMahon family affair.
This piece is it's a bench, but it's a double seat. It's basically just for 2 people who know each other well, and it's a very personal experience. All throughout my childhood, I was being taken to art shows and museums. I always knew that it was a possibility for me. It was not like most young artists now who have families that don't really understand what they're doing or want them to get like a normal job. And so that's been really great to have that support and just moving along and being showed in these family shows, which are basically like family reunions for us.
For Chicago Tonight, I'm Christian Farr.
The McMahon Family Affair art exhibit runs through September 17th at the FERMILAB Art Gallery in Batavia, Illinois. More information on our website, WTTW.com/Chicago Tonight. And that's our show for this Wednesday night, abbreviated tonight because WTTW is having its fall membership drive. Your support of Channel 11 helps make shows like Chicago Tonight possible.